Welcome to Facts TV News, where everything is true. Man believed to be of Unsung Mind shot by cop in halfway tree. A man of Unsung Mind is presumed dead following a shooting incident in Halfway Tree, St. Andrew, after police arrived on the scene to suppress an altercation. Reporters understand that the incident took place shortly after noon on Monday. Eyewitnesses said the man attacked workers inside the transport center with a machete. Police officers were called to quell the situation, but upon arrival of the lawmen, the man turned his attention to the officers. He was shot during the altercation. The incident has caused bumper-to-bumper traffic in the area, and traffic was diverted. Police from the St. Andrew Central Division are investigating the incident. Protests in Nannyville over alleged police shooting. Residents of Nannyville Garden, St. Andrew, took to the streets on Monday to protest the shooting deaths of two men who were allegedly gunned down by police in the area last week. The residents say the men were killed in cold blood and are calling for the authorities to intervene. The deceased are 26-year-old Prince Davis and Orrin Lee, 36. The Independent Commission of Investigations INDECOM has also launched a probe into the incident in which two other men were injured. The shooting reportedly involved officers assigned to the Counterterrorism and Organized Crime CTOC of Jamaica Constabulary Force. Two cops in custody, Third Fleet Island in murder case. Police have confirmed that two officers are in custody and another has fled the island following the murder of 49-year-old Philip Wallace. Wallace was fatally shot in Red Hills on Saturday morning. Police believe the killing is linked to an alleged bribery deal. In a digital press conference on Monday, Deputy Commissioner of Police Fitzbailey said local police are currently working with its international partners in an effort to return the cop to the island. I can assure you that the person who fled the island will be returned and justice will be done in this matter, said DCP Bailey. The Independent Commission of Investigations INDECOM, the Major Investigation Division MID, and the Inspectorate and Professional Standard Oversight Bureau of Jamaica Constabulary Force are investigating the matter. Investigations are said to be well advanced, and the police say they remain committed in bringing the people responsible for Wallace's murder to justice. Reports were that about 10:41 a.m. on Saturday, Wallace was in his community on Green Glide Close in St. Andrew when a white Toyota Axio motor car drove up. Three men alighted from the vehicle and opened fire on Wallace. Reporters understand that the three officers mentioned in the case allegedly requested $100,000 from Wallace following a raid some days before. A sum of money was allegedly provided, but it is believed the policemen wanted more. A report was subsequently made to the Constant Spring Police Station and an investigation launched. Missing 16-year-old returns home. A 16-year-old who had been reported missing has returned home. Kaduja Wilson of Whitehall Avenue, Kingston 8 had gone missing on Friday, July 8. She reportedly returned home the following Tuesday. No details further. 13-year-old among three found dead at home in St. Anne. A 13-year-old boy is among three people found dead at a house in Freehill Bamboo in St. Anne Monday morning. The deceased have been identified as Andre Rattray, 45, a chef, Lawrence Baldal, otherwise called Paul, a 50-year-old farmer, and Micah Bonito, a student. All three are of a Freehill address. Reports are that all three were at home with another 15-year-old boy. It is alleged that about 8:20 a.m., the 15-year-old got up and noticed that Micah was not in the room. He then went into the living room and saw blood all over. Following a further search, Baldad was reportedly found lying on a sofa in the living room with his throat slashed with a machete in his lap and a knife in his right hand. Ratchet and Michael's bodies were found in a bedroom in a pool of blood. The police said there were no signs of break-in as the entire house was locked up. Senior Superintendent of Police in charge of operations in St. Anne, Dwight Powell, told reporters that the bodies have what appear to be knife and machete wounds. Go further with paternity leave. Head of the Union of Clerical Administrative and Supervisory Employees UK's Vincent Morrison is urging the government to go even further with its just announcement paternity leave entitlement by bringing law to Parliament which would mandate the private sector to include the benefit in its employment arrangements. Morrison, who over the years has advocated that 1979 Maternity Act to be amended to allow for more leave time, noted that a few companies, most recently Caribbean Cement Company, where UKs represent workers, have introduced paternity leave arrangements, which he believes should be more widespread in the private sector. The increase in the maternity leave period from 40 days paid leave to 3 calendar months, which Financial Minister Dr. Nigel Clark announced last week, only relates to the public sector, as well the paternity leave benefits which he indicated are being finalized to be added to the staff orders of 2004. Since the announcement, there has been public speculation as to what conditions of the benefit might be and whether paternity leave should be withheld for men in certain situations. The government is also proposing to extend paternal leave for adoptive parents in the public sector. Morrison said a minimum of 5 to 10 days would be reasonable to start with for a few benefits such as this, and believes it would be a bad idea to bar fathers in non-traditional arrangements from the benefit, pointing to the 1976 Status of Children Act, which legally dismissed the concept of bastardy in Jamaica. I don't agree with it, excluding men who father children with multiple women. You can't have legislation which speaks to bastardy being done away with, and then you have paternity law which speaks to something like this. It should be in line, he contended. At the same time, he said the government also needs to urgently address sick leave arrangements to codify the length of time off employees are entitled to outside of the standard 2 weeks, which are not provided for in law. He argued that an extension should be guided by medical advice, but at the same time, there needs to be a provision in law that would bind employers to grant this extension, which it is deemed necessary, as currently sick leave extension is done on either a discretionary or contractual basis. Where the employee is hospitalized and has to do surgery and has to recuperate, they normally get an extension. It really depends on the doctor's certification. The guiding process in this situation should be the medical doctor, Morrison said. He also noted that many employees find themselves out of a job when they exceed the sick leave limit out of necessity, and that situations like these highlight the need for decent work arrangements to be made mandatory for all places of work. We have a number of employees who work in shops, hardwares, and haberdasheries. The law should take in course in put in place decent arrangements that should cover these employees. An illness could be due to the conditions under which you work, and then at the end of your sick period, you're told that there is no work, and this is what is happening, the trade unionist disclosed. No easing up. Prime Minister Andrew Holness has indicated that the government of Jamaica will not be easing up on its quest to roll out major developments across the island, to include the construction of at least 4 multi-billion-dollar urban town centers in rural parishes. During a tour on Thursday of the property, which was once the Goodyear Jamaica Limited in Morant Bay, St. Thomas, Holness said the government will be pressing ahead with the developments to avoid plunging into a recession. The plans that we have now, we are going to push ahead with them, because the moment we stop, that is when we are likely to fall in a recession. Our investment and development plans, we are going to continue with them, push them, and we are going to keep driving employment and growth, because the best and most secure way of caring for the vulnerable, the poor, and the unemployed is to keep the economy turning so that we can benefit from the economy. This Morant Bay project is just one of the projects that will ensure the economy of St. Thomas keeps on turning, Holness declared. The former Goodyear plant is currently being cleared by construction of a $6 billion town centre. The Prime Minister added, almost all of the town capitals are in need of this kind of intervention. The plan of the government is to ensure that the country has proper spatial management and proper urban spaces which everyone can be feeling safe, secure, and can feel that they are in a modern setting. That is a challenge, especially for our young people who feel that the infrastructure in their country is just not sufficient for what they would want to be able to enjoy life and to work, live, and play in. Even as the country faces a crisis which is not of its own making, a crisis which we had no control over, we are now losing faith and hope in the future. Further, Holness highlighted other similar developments the government plans to promote. Falmouth is being planned as we speak, and that is 50 acres plot of land that we have on which we are going to be doing something similar. We are looking at a Bunbrook, which is far advanced. The plans for that are complete, the financing is about to be complete, and we could start with that within 60 years of the independence. We are also looking at Old Harbour Spanish Town, as you know, is close to my heart for more reasons than one. And whilst we have not yet put paper to design, Spanish Town is an area of Jamaica that has so much cultural and heritage assets that we need to preserve and develop. Spanish Town is next on our radar as an urban township that needs intervention, he shared. Speaking at the Town Centre project in St. Thomas, Holness said it will revolutionize the parish and upgrade its status from a place of rebellion. I am very pleased to finally see that work has started. I wish to say to the constructors trying to harbor that for some time now, it has been said that St. Thomas is a forgotten parish. It has indeed been in that case that St. Thomas is a parish of, I would like to say revolution instead of rebellion. This is a parish that sparked a change in how the colonial powers administrated the affairs of the country. The parish deserves the attention that it is now getting. We want the work to proceed apace. This project means a lot to the government of Jamaica and would want to see the constructors move apace as quickly as possible to get the project implemented. It will mean quite a lot for the people who work here, and so, as far as possible and as much as possible, locals should lead the way in that regard. Excited that work is finally underway on the St. Thomas project is Lieutenant Tani Shirley, the chairman of the Factories Corporation of Jamaica, the entity leading the project alongside the government. The facility will be an all-inclusive integrated facility with order, functionality, security, and that is what we would have achieved in the design concept. We'll have a park that is very similar to Emancipation Park. That will be very historic. We are going to have a museum that symbolizes the history of St. Thomas. What you are seeing here is a site preparation. It is a large site that is full of vegetation. As you know, it's an area prone to flooding, so all the necessary levels are important to go through before we get the construction going. In this space, we will have the parish council, several government entities, various food courts. As you know, there is a particular food company that the parish of St. Thomas wants to have here. I am happy that they are not only going to be here, but have been advertising that they will be here. I am happy to announce that presently, we are over 130% booked. We have more demand for space than we presently have, Shirley added. Please remember to subscribe, like, share, and click the notification bell for daily updates.